as well. So today I will be sorting through a collection of retro match attax football cards. When I say retro, they're about 4 years old, some of them, maybe 5. So I guess that makes them retro. In front of me, this box here. This was given to me by my granddad a few days ago. So my granddad recently lost my gran. I say recently, it was a couple of years ago now. And he's in his mid-80s, not the best of health, and he wants to give like heirlooms away, etc. He wants to make sure we all get something, keepsakes or whatever. Well, this box here, I think it's been around for like, I don't know, 60, 70 years, something like that. There's no date on it, but they've had it like, it smells old, and it looks pretty old. So I thought I would use this to store my match attax cards inside. Admittedly, they might start to smell a little bit old as well after a while, but that can only add to the authenticity maybe. Let's open this box up. So that's the inside. Just a basic box. In a moment I'll slide over the tin with my match attax cards inside, and we'll organise them into some form of order. Probably team order is what I'm thinking. Okay, let's move this to one side to make it a little bit easier. X amount of time, guys, and then I'll just split the video into two. So if there's no goodbye from me or hello again, that's why. I'm just explaining that now to you. Also, hit that thumbs up whilst you're still awake, and hit the subscribe if you haven't already, and comment below who do you support, and do you collect match tax cards, or did you when you were younger, or football stickers for that matter. When I was a kid it was football stickers. Okay, I'm going to move the microphone, bear with me. That should be a lot better, where I've now placed the microphone literally on the tin in front of me, as you can see. Okay, let's get stuck in. These, I have started to put these in order in the past, so might as well see how it goes. What? Okay, this is uncanny, guys. I mean, I could have pulled out any single card. I mean, I did not mean to pull this one out, I just grabbed it. I've just pulled out the Manchester United badge, who, as you should know by now, Manchester United are my team of choice for my sins at the minute with Ollie in charge. I'm going to place that just there. Let me see what you can see on the camera. Okay, because the camera's up above me, I just had to check what was going on there. Next we have Robbie Brady of Burnley. He's actually a free, I think he was signed with Bournemouth. I'm pretty sure that's correct. After being released by Burnley. I could be wrong, he might not have actually signed for Bournemouth at all, I think he has. Last night Barcelona lost 1-0 to Rayo Vallecano, and Ronald Koeman was sacked. It's a shame United don't think the same with Ollie after losing 5-0 at home to Liverpool. Next we have Islam Slimani of Leicester City. Last time I seen him playing was for Lyon. I'm sure he's still there now. Not very prolific. He's also been at Newcastle in the Premier League as well. Next, I forgot we had some European Champions League cards in here as well. We have João Felix. Holy hell. I've just seen the Divock Origi goal for Liverpool, the Scorpion kick last night. It's not too bad. There's João Felix, the forward for Atletico Madrid. They're now showing on Sky Sports the 3 Scorpion kicks scored in England, with Eric Mkhitaryan against Sunderland for Man United. We had Divock Origi last night against Preston for Liverpool, and we had Olivier Giroud again for Arsenal against Palace. Next we have Hong Min Son. These were part of the cards that you get like game changer cards. These go at the back of the book or something or other. They're not the main cards. George, Kevin and Cuckoo. Sorry, not Cuckoo, my bad. Burnley played, made literally no impact at all. Went off on loan, it didn't do too bad. I can't remember where he went now. But for Burnley, he was bang average. Another Burnley signed player, Jan Berg Gudmundsson. I'm sure he played last night against Tottenham in the Carabao Cup for Burnley. The game, Tottenham won 1-0. Next we have former West Ham striker Andy Carroll, who's currently at, I think, is he still at Newcastle or has he been released? I'm guessing he's still at Newcastle. More than likely become the club mascot rather than get a game for them anytime soon. Next we have Crystal Palace's James MacArthur. I'm sure he's up in Scotland at Celtic at the minute. I'm pretty sure that's correct. He was one of the players that Palace released, I think. Along with Gary Cahill and Scott Dann, etc, etc. I might be wrong. If I am wrong, let me know. You might still be at Palace right now. West Brom, Matt Phillips. I told you these were retro. West Brom have been in the Premier League for a few years now, or a couple of years at least. I guess Slaven Bilic was the manager when for this season. That'd be my guess anyway. We don't have enough room to put all the different teams in the box like we are at the minute. Thinking how we can organise this a little bit better. Okay. I've had a slight idea. Let's see. If I stand some of them up around the sides as per club until we get a few more cards for each team, this could possibly give us a bit more space. See the teams there. Unfortunately, I can. The ones that are facing me anyway, and just gives a little bit more space in the box. Next, we have Luka Jovic, Real Madrid striker, signed from I think it's Eintracht Frankfurt. Hasn't made it at Real Madrid. I mean, because it's difficult when you have Benzema up front for Real. Truth is, Jovic has probably lost, like, quite a bit over the last couple of years, or 3 years where he's been there. And lost the motivation. Out of all of the match tags I've collected, I've done about 3, maybe 4 or 5 years, something like that. I think these are my favourite ones, like presentation wise. With the black background, I thought they were so nice to look at. Here we have Jamal Lascelles of Newcastle United. Moneybags United, as I like to call them now. I just seen Phil Foden's penalty for Man City last night, and the truth is, he never looked like he was going to score. Javier Hernandez of West Ham. Hernandez is currently playing in America. I couldn't tell you for which team off the top of my head, but I saw highlights the other day of him playing in the MLS. Next we have Gary Cahill, the Chelsea defender. Well, he was a Chelsea defender. Now he is a Bournemouth player. Okay. We have Sebastian Brodel of Watford. I don't think he's at Watford anymore. He had a couple of seasons there whilst he was in and out of the Premier League in the past. He is Austrian. That is his nationality. Newcastle's another Lascelles, okay. So we have no, the other one wasn't a double, was it? Right there. Where's he hiding? So we got 2 Jamal Lascelles from different series of the match attacks. I'm just seeing highlights now of Barcelona Vallecano. How bad are Barcelona now? It's shocking. Next we have Liverpool's star signing Navigator, which I think a lot of Liverpool fans may agree. He's not been a star signing over the last couple of years, but his performance against United on the weekend and scoring against Atletico in the Champions League, he started to look a bit better. 2 goals in 2 games. He was responsible though for at least 1 Atletico goal in that game. Next we have a Liverpool Joe Gomez card. Attack 23, defense 78. This is from the Champions League collection from a couple of years ago. Jeffrey Schlupp. Believe it or not, he's still at Palace, and he actually scored. I think it was against Leicester. I might be wrong. Scored against somebody in the last month or so for Palace. The Ghanaian. We've got James McCarthy over here. Chelsea player. That was crazy how basically he was at Reading. He was doing really well. Mainly when he was very young. He was doing really well at Reading. And Chelsea came along with the money from Jose Mourinho. Sorry, that's a lie. He wasn't one of the early signings, I don't believe. Or was he? When did Steve Sidwell sign for Chelsea? Let's have a little look. This is quite interesting to me. Let me check. I'm just having a little look on the internet. I forgot he also played for Fulham for a while. Okay. So 0708 is when he joined Chelsea. I think that might have been when Abramovich first came in. 07, so 15 years ago. Sounds about right. But they brought in like Scott Parker, didn't they? Joe Cole, etc, etc. And then they brought in a few players who, like after that, when I think Jose came back, let me check. They brought in some players that weren't all that good. Not at the top level anyway, and Steve Sidwell shows one of them. Let me find this out. Okay, so Mourinho was at Chelsea until 07. And Sidwell came in 07, so I think he was like one of the last signings, like one of the last transfer windows that Mourinho had at Chelsea. And a few, like I said, average players came in, and Steve Sidwell was one of them, which is really daft because he'd been doing great things for Reading up until that point. Next we have a Joe Hart in a West Ham kit. Joe Hart is currently at Celtic. I heard the other day, I heard Ben Foster say that when Capello was England manager, Fabio Capello, he would constantly be complaining about Joe Hart's arse, about the size of it or something or other. I don't really understand what effect that had on his football. I'm not sure. Here we have former Wolves, Republic of Ireland, and Burnley right back Stephen Ward. He was half decent for Burnley for 2 or 3 years, and so went off the boil a little bit before moving on to Burnley. Here we have the Arsenal badge. I didn't really like this collection of cards. I don't think that's the one I liked. Maybe it is, I'm not sure. But the badge doesn't look all that great, the presentation of it here, unfortunately, compared to how some of the other badges have looked over the years that I've been collecting these. Have we got any Arsenal cards? Don't think so. Okay, I'm going to pop this there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Here we have Kepa Arrizabalaga. Kepa, who is now, when this was released, he was Chelsea's number 1. And now there's talk of him going to Juve, because Kepa is definitely not the number 1 anymore, is he? Chelsea badge. So I like this presentation of the badges. I don't know, it gives a bit more glitz and glam, so to speak. Even if they are just advertising themselves in the background with the Tops logo shining brightly. So this was from the season before when Chelsea won the league with 93 points. Diego Costa with 20 goals. I mean, back then, 20 goals. Well, that was their top scorer when he was the league top scorer. Okay, they scored 85 goals in it all, and Cesc Fabregas got 12 assists. The best scoreline was a 5-0 win against Everton. Granit Xhaka, I mean, that's a nice looking card. I'm not a big Arsenal fan or a Granit Xhaka fan, but that's a nice